powers are tapping into the Great Reset. Also, we're talking about the new moon in Taurus this week and sacred secrets to manifestation in our surf report. And special guest, feng shui expert Dana Claudette is here to swang your fei. All that more, keep streaming for LOL.
There are so many people that are disconnected from their internal guidance. My mission is to change that.
I don't just talk stuff and repeat stuff. I'm living this stuff.
I'm your tarot master and bad vibe blaster.
And you can thank me for covering your astro.
Leading out loud. Leading out loud. We're leading out loud.
Blessings and welcome to LOL Leading Out Loud, a spiritual talk show that takes a look at the shift show we call life from a spiritual perspective. On the roundtable tonight, our mystical motley crew, speaking on behalf of the angels in heaven, angel communicator Devin Dewar, communicating with the dead, psychic medium Scott Cruz, popping the power of the occult, tarot master Chris Reck, and I'll be playing the voice of the planets, psychic astrologer Christopher Witecki here at your service. We want to thank everyone for your comments and suggestions the last couple of weeks. You'll see tonight that we've been evolving from all of your suggestions, and you're going to see a new and improved show here. And those in our live chats, let us know your astrology sign and where you're watching from in the world. Many of us told us in your comments that you want to see a change. And our first segment is just that. We're moving to the top of the show, what we call the Spiritual Surf Report, our report energetically on the week to come. And it's going to be fun, right, gang?
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it.
Totes.
Woohoo!
New
This
moon
is...
coming up.
And, you know, I got to say, so this is just going to be casual talk here. This... In astrology, in my world, we are at a moment that is incredible. It's the most fertile month of the entire decade, in my opinion, with all the stuff going on in Taurus. In fact, we have a new moon in about 24 hours from this air date. And this new moon in Taurus is going to be coordinating with Saturn. And in essence, what it does is cause a chain reaction of manifestation, in my opinion. Like, I think everything is going to grow consciously. And I mean anything. Your problems will grow if you feed in energy. Viruses will grow if you don't have a good, strong immune system going for you. Things will grow out of control. So it's not just light, it's also shadow. It's a huge growth point for the earth. And I think part of what this month is about, and this week is about, gang, and give me your roundtable on it, it's about staying centered to your heart and making sure you're in a high vibration, because otherwise I think the wrong thing is going to grow. What do you all think?
Well, it's definitely with this new moon energy, we're going to have to prioritize what our heart wants. We're going to see a lot of people coming at us, asking us for things. And the only way that we're going to want to say yes to this, if it's going to move us forward and move us into prosperity. What are you getting, Scott?
You know, I really think that a lot of things that were being held secret was going to come to life. So things that you've been waiting on, you know, any type of news you've been waiting on, I think it's going to be pushed to light. So stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah, I think that we have to focus on growth, exactly what you said, the card I pulled, Ace of Wands, and I think quality as well. So, you know, creating quality experiences, you know, out with the old, in with the new, with the Ace of Wands, and, you know, actually working on something that excites you. And that's what I would focus on with the Ace of Wands, plain and simple. I see Three of Pentacles a lot, so it's kind of reminding me of that energy as well.
Do you all see this as like significant?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Huge.
Not your average moon
It's
in Taurus.
huge.
Yeah, how so? I mean, I'm just like in your world, like what makes it huge? What makes this moment huge in life?
It makes it huge because you have the opportunity to do things that only propel you forward, that only allow you to focus on prosperity. In fact, that was the key word I kept hearing for the week is prosperity. It's like if you're being asked to do something, if it's not going to make you prosperous, the answer is no. And this is your chance to manifest that energy, that boundary against doing it, or that boundary and saying, yes, I'm going to try this.
I also think on that note too, a lot of things that you've been trying to manifest in the past are coming to fruition too this month. So all the seeds you've been planting are coming to fruition too. So it is time to clean house, I would say. Clean that house, make that space for the new to come in, because a lot of those you guys have been doing the work. It's going to be evident, especially this month, of movement in that sense.
Yeah, well, I have an empty house, so I know what that feels like now, and it feels great. I've been super productive at this time. I think we're also in between worlds. Like we have like this new world of new rules, and that's what I always think of with this time. With all the energy in Taurus as well, is that I think we have to realize that we don't have to follow like old world rules. We can kind of
Mhm.
maybe reinvent some rules here.
Take spring cleaning to the extreme, huh?
It is the extreme, yes.
You did.
It'll push
I
you
am
this
sleeping
month
on the
too.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I have a theory to kind of throw out there, and this segues into an argument with Scott. I feel like
Which one?
pick one, anyone. No, but I believe that reality is sort of speeding up right now, and the question is whether or not manifestation is in fact real. Because I believe that not only are we living in the matrix, and we're sort of an organic part of that consciousness, I believe that what you be, what you vibrate as, is what you attract, or the timeline that you move on to. But the point of bringing this up right now is because the astrology shows that our manifestation potency is going up to a higher level, which basically means that we're in a time now, and this is part of the ascension, this is part of the age of Aquarius. We're in a time now where we're manifesting faster and we're manifesting bigger, more naturally, and we're aware of that relationship. What do you all see with your third eye?
Who wants to take the lead on that?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'm a big fan of manifestation here. So I'll say yes, I totally agree. I have I have a list in my secret notebook, right, of all the things I want to manifest. I read it 3 times a day. So
Wow.
that's my little manifestation trick, and I always have it right here. And it comes from a book called It Works. I highly recommend it. It's like $3 on Amazon. But so I think that we're definitely in a time of manifestation.
Yeah, I'm following up on that too with the journal and like rereading it. My biggest tip for manifestation is keeping it all in one place. Give your heart a voice by putting pen to paper and then use that gift of hindsight. You're actually giving yourself a gift when you write down what you want to create, because then you can go back and see what worked, and you can also check in to be like, I thought I wanted that, and now that I've gone through the process, I don't want it anymore, which opens up new doors.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's all great because that's strategizing to me. Writing things down is strategy. I don't think it says manifestation. I wrote it down so it manifests. I don't necessarily buy into that. I think it's strategy. I think it's great to get your mind, your psychological perspective on board. But manifestation, as far as saying, I'm going to sit and imagine something's going to come to fruition, it depends on whether or not it's in alignment to your soul evolution and your karmic path. So a lot of times people forget about the destiny that they've created prior to incarnating, as well as their karmic path that they are on, because many people fail at manifestation simply because what they're trying to manifest isn't in concordance with what their karma is and what their destiny is and so forth in that path. So we have to go a little deeper on the soul level to understand the truth of what manifestation really is. To me, manifestation is realization. When you realize the soul, things manifest. And to me, manifestation is a result of the work that you're putting in. So yes, I believe in manifestation, it's real, but there's so many different parameters that coincide to it. Like I said before, karmic lessons, karmic journey, karmic path, and destiny that also have to coincide. And when you're in tune with the soul and the direction of the soul, then things will manifest like as if you're calling the shots. That's the magic for me.
That seems true for me, honestly. I mean, I feel like, let's put it this way. I actually believe you can manifest off of your path, but God will knock you the hell back onto it. Like, anytime I've manifested in the wrong direction, I was course corrected rather brutally. So I agree with you, but I do think there's some sort of power of the force. But I also feel that like most of the things that my heart wants was what I did sign up in heaven to do. Like, so I feel they're really they're on the same team. But I know Scott's sort of anti The Secret kind of energy, right?
Well,
Like,
actually, I think he's supporting it. He's showing us the point that you have to keep reviewing what it is that you want. I mean,
right.
if you're actually writing down what you want, you're going back and looking at it and realizing, I thought I wanted that, I just don't really want it anymore, then obviously you're not on the right path. So I think it actually works right. It supports what Scott's saying.
Right. And it sensationalized the idea of everyone's so focusing on things and getting what they want versus who they want to become. And that's the problem that I'm having. Manifestation is a result of the growth of who you want to become. It's become too focused on materialism and these, the two of the need and so forth. So it's the presentation that I've always been kind of against in that sense, and the sensationalism of that. It's a lot deeper and more complex than we think. And I would say to you, Christopher, sometimes we do want to stray off the path to learn a lesson, even though you might say it seems off path, but your soul's like, I have to take a detour to pick up a nugget of a lesson, which will be on your manifestation journey in a sense. So it's just more complex in that sense. And I want people who are failing at manifestation to understand, is it your sole purpose to manifest or you're trying to manifest?
Well,
Very
I
nice.
love materialism, so I
do
guess
too.
that's why manifestation works for me, right?
Yeah,
Right, I
that's
do
a
love
good
it too.
point.
I'm still stuck in that. I'm getting off on my, my wizard skills. Well, we'll bring this topic back up, and we'll bring it back up with our guest as well. We're going to take a quick break, real quick, and a word from our sponsor. And we come back, we have feng shui expert Dana Claudette here to demonstrate how small changes in the home can set you up to manifest abundance. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. I just want to say real quickly in relation to that promo, we will all be at Unite the Light, so you can catch us all at Unite the Light, and you can now watch it from home at unitethelight.love if you want to watch it from home anywhere in the world. We're going to cover the full 8-hour day, both days. Plus, we'll have backstage interviews with everyone you see here, and also some features that won't be available in person because we'll be focusing on the live stream. So hurry up, come on down to unitethelight.love. All right, friends. Well, moving on to tonight's guest. We're trying this out here, having a guest in the studio, someone to play with us and our team who also has special lightwork powers. Dana Claudette is a modern feng shui artist, founder of the School of Intention, and she shares her depths and unique groundbreaking feng shui method. You can find her on YouTube channel, The Tao of Dana, or on her website, fengshuidana.com. Please welcome to our Board of Light, Step 18 Virgo, Dana Claudette. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
It's great to see you all.
It's great to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. And actually, before we move on to just getting to know you better, what is your go-to definition of manifestation? I'm just curious what you see in the feng shui world tied to what manifestation is.
Creativity.
Oh, okay. I guess that's simple.
I don't want to be too simplistic, but I feel like everything that we do is creative. I mean, people say we're manifesting all the time. We're creating all the time. And it gives you more, I think, control, power to think of it that way. Because when you think of creativity, when you're wildly creative, you have this energy moving through you. You don't even know where it's coming from. And it is somewhat supernatural, even though it's very practical. You're actually making something. So that's what I think all manifestation is, creativity.
Beautiful. Well, I'll just take the first question then. So let's just give them what they want. What are the tips in the house to bring in abundance and manifestation? I know it's probably the number one question you get in an interview.
The number one question, everyone wants more money. And the first thing, everyone can collectively roll their eyes when I say money is energy. So everyone can roll their eyes, and then we can talk about how when you aren't really feeling a flow around you, when you feel stuck, like literally physically stuck, when you feel stuck in your space, everywhere you look, it's just everywhere around you. Getting rid of that stagnation is going to make energy flow, which is going to make you feel better. And it's, again, going to awaken that creativity. So I deep clear, deep clean, deep everything your house that you can think of. I have so many, I've talked endlessly about the power of not just decluttering, but I'm a huge fan of house cleaning. So get all that stuff out. And then if you've already decluttered and cleaned and you're like, where's my money? Then think about how you can start. And I just talked about this today. Feel into what does that feel like for you? When you think about the times when you're when money's pouring in from everywhere, when people are just offering you opportunities, where do you feel it? How do you feel it? What's that specific feeling for you? It's not abstract. You don't think about dollar bills. You feel something. And so get that feeling into your home. Think about what that translates into. Is it big, vibrant plants growing? Is it beautiful art that even you make for your walls? I want you to start bringing more of that sensation to your space personally. And that to me is really exciting.
So a feeling then is really, do you feel that that's tapping into a sort of energy magic or relationship we have with the universe, that feeling you're having, kind of an orgasmic spiritual manifestation kind of feeling, kind of making love with the universe? If that's the case, it's somewhat magical, right? I mean,
somewhat, but I mean, everyone knows when you're on fire, when everything's going your way, there's a certain sensation we all have that I think is different. Just like people have different clairvoyant senses, clairaudience, clairsentience, like all these different things. We all feel these different sensations. We feel being in love differently. We feel all of these things differently. But I like people to really get a sense of what they're working toward. People always say, it's like famous Abraham Hicks, the feeling is the manifestation. It isn't. The money is the manifestation. But the feeling is going to help so much.
okay. Devin.
Yeah, well, I was just going to ask about people who feel like they've decluttered. They feel like they've gotten their house organized. They feel like they've cleaned everything, and yet they don't have the feeling. Like, what is your biggest tip for maybe somebody's feeling blocked and they're going through the process of, well, you know, I have these clothes that I spent a bunch of money on, but when I go into my closet, I don't want to wear them. I have all this stuff in furniture in my living room, but I don't like sitting on it. Like, how do you get somebody out of that mindset of, I have to keep this because it's here, you know?
I'm a big believer in energy cleansing. And so once you've gotten everything cleaned and once you've gotten everything decluttered and you're feeling that energy, and by the way, you don't have to declutter your whole home to start making more money. Please don't mistake this for being perfect, but it's just getting that flow going, right? And so to me, if you still feel stuck, then it's time to say, let's clear some energy. And it could be as easy as opening your windows every day. It could be as profound as doing something like salt burning. It's something I love to do, where you basically take a little bowl of salt. It's a little complex. I actually have the stuff behind me. Would it be weird if I burned salt on here, if I ran and got it and burned salt with you guys?
I think that's destiny.
Do it.
Well, I have to say this.
Do it.
This whole clearing thing sounds like a
you
Virgo
have
conspiracy.
To excuse me. Can you take me off camera for just a second? I'll run and grab the
she's
stuff.
gonna reveal it. Okay.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
I like fire. This is good.
This is a twist.
Yes. Let's hope
It
she
is a
returns.
Totally. And
Yeah,
I guess
it's
she'll
like
have
a
to
magic
cue us.
trick.
She can just
Yeah.
like wave to the director basically at that moment. No, my joke got covered there. I think isn't clearing a Virgo conspiracy?
It is. Yeah. What Virgo doesn't clean?
Totally.
Come on.
Don't Virgos always
I
want us to
mean-
clean? Is
Into
that always
every
their message?
affirmation.
Look at everything
I'm
lined up
curious how
behind
this
her
is
there.
going to play into the new moon too. So let's let her. Yeah.
Okay.
She's back.
Ooh, what is
Oh,
this? This is like a
salt?
science. This is like Mr. Wizard.
We're doing magic. I heard someone say they like fire, so we're
I
going
like
to do
fire,
fire. I'm going to just qualify this by saying, if you have pets or kids running around, fire alarms, anything flammable dangling around, like I'm going to put my hair behind me. You want to be really, really careful doing this, and you're doing it at your own risk, but it's really awesome. So we're going to take a ramekin that's fire safe and salt. And I'm going to pour salt, sea salt. You could even use table salt, but I like sea salt, into the ramekin. You're going to put this in a tray that's safe, that's metal. And then I'm going to add the water that I was drinking into the bottom of this to be safe.
Wow.
So here we go.
Here comes
Here
a
we
cat.
go.
I like it.
Next thing, real quick. This is so powerful. It will take away all the unwanted energy in your space. So now we're going to take this guy, this ramekin, and fill it with, this is 91%
Alcohol.
rubbing alcohol. You could use Wild Turkey, Everclear, grain alcohol, not like plain vodka. You need something strong. And you're going to pour this into the salt, and you're not going to saturate it, but you're going to fill it up so that it's like really, really wet sand. And now you can see it just looks like wet sand. I'm going to light it. And what a brilliant coincidence that I was just doing this everywhere in my house and did not plan to do this for you guys, but here we go. Do not hold it and light it. You want to put, I've done this thousands of times. Do not do what I'm doing. See this? This is scary. So I'm going to put it down and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So This is going to burn. It goes sometimes really high. It's very impressive looking. The flames shoot all the way to the ceiling and they go very high. You want to be very, very careful. Do not take your eyes off this. And as you burn it, imagine all the stagnation, all the stuckness, all the things holding you back are going into the flames. The walls, the ceiling, the floors, everything is being cleansed. This is the most powerful energy clearing that I have ever done. And it's sort of my signature at this point. And so I'm going to let it burn beside me, but I see it burning. I'm going to find a little spot where I don't
If
burn
you
my
just
house
joined
down
us,
while
this
we're
is not a
talking.
meth lab recreation. This is,
No, it is not.
this is
I'm
not
gonna
any
sit
sort
down
of a
for one
cult.
moment to put this down. So hang on
Okay,
just one
please be careful.
Okay.
All right.
That's a good fire alarm tester.
Well, okay.
I think we should have fire every week. This is this is great.
Tune in for the next
energetically, so
surprise.
I'm feeling that her point is, and a very good point, is that you've got to clear. I mean, I have the same perspective in my life. I think people manifest drama because they don't clear energetically right before they go. So we have one more question from me from the master, Chris Rack.
Oh, do I have a question? I was going to ask her about lizards again, but I moved the lizards out of my room, so they're not in my room anymore. But I do have a problem with the lizards. You know, the lizards, I need more lizards. They're not breeding, right? So I was thinking, you're wearing red tonight, which is crazy because I was literally going to ask you, like, do I need to put some red lights on in there? Do I need to like light some salt on fire? That's definitely going to happen in that room. But I'm trying to set the mood for my lizards. Because I want them to, breed more. So like, maybe we could talk about manifesting love through feng shui. Like what blocks off love from your house?
Oh, that's a great question. And while it's super personal, just thinking about it, how welcoming is your life and is your home? Because they're all related. Home and life are the same. And so they're one and the same. And so I always start with how welcoming is your lizard tank? Does it feel really set up and very cozy and very hospitable? Do you feel like it's a love nest? And same thing for people. I always say, make sure you have space. We talked about decluttering, but also space in your life. I think that's a modern condition where we're all so busy. And then we're like, and then I want the greatest relationship. And it's like, when will you see this person? Like once a month? And so making some space, being deliberate, but then really, again, like getting into fire, since we are fire starting today, how can you ignite more of that sense of fire in your space? You're not going to set your lizard tank on fire. However, can you warm up? Like, I want you to think about open-heartedness and warmth. So can you warm up that space? Can you warm up your home? Can you make things a little bit softer, plush? And that might not apply to lizards, but it applies to people. Really feeling like there are places to entertain. There are places to sit. I often go into people's houses and I'm not concerned if someone has 2 nightstands. I'm really looking at, do I feel welcome here? Like, do I feel like I'm distracting someone, or do I feel like, wow, I'm really welcome. This is wonderful. And even looking around, and this is just a basic feng shui tip, but I think it's really important. Look and see how much solo stuff you have in your space. So do you have like one chair? And you can have one chair, it's okay. But do you have like one solitary man on the wall, a picture of one solitary person? Oftentimes when people are always single, I see a lot of singular stuff. One vase, one thing, one glass. And I'm like,
Jesus.
where's the one for everyone else?
I'm suddenly understanding why I'm so lonely.
One pillow.
It's the one fork. Oh my God.
Well, we know Chris Reck's a good cook, so where are
This
the
is
lizards
why
now,
I have
Chris?
2 waters with me at all times.
Okay.
It sounds like it's going to be a barbecue
Right here.
lizard.
I have one chair at my dining table. Is that bad?
Oh my God, how funny. Well, Dana, we're going to go to commercial here, but we actually play a game here called Psychic Roulette. We want you to play along with us. And this is just placing our psychic bets on something going on right now in the world, of which we will make little miniature videos and haunt you with the reality of your choice later in shorts, okay? And release it to the internet. And here's what our question is for everyone. We'll see if you can pick it up, and we'll see what the consensus is. What does everyone's psychic senses say about the U.S. Treasury rolling out a digital currency in 2025? Do you sense it's happening or not? Let's just go around at random.
I think it's going to happen. I don't know as soon as 2025. I think they might start introducing that. I think that, to me, the scope is between 2025 and 2030. I think that we're going to be looking at that kind of digital currency. I think the ultimate goal is for the one world currency. So, but I think we'll start seeing it dishing out in 25, like the ideas, but eventually. But I don't think it'll come out so quickly as 2025. But yes to that.
I'll
Devin?
go. I
Chris? Yeah.
I think they're going to try 3 times, and I feel like they're going to fail 3 times. So
Mm.
I had the number 3 pop into my head. And this looks like something people aren't going to adopt. So I see people giving it a hard pass. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I was
Interesting.
getting that they're going to make several attempts at it. It's going to depend. There's going to be a lot of controversy around what it is and how it looks, especially depending on the election. So I'm not seeing it coming to fruition, but there's going to be a lot of attempts to make it a normal thing for us all to be talking about and using.
Dana, what's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hard pass on it. I want dollars. I want to keep dollars. I think that maybe cryptocurrency will be way more popular, more accepted, but separate from our standard currency or, global currency, like all these things. Really, I just am very traditional in this sense. I want my dollars, and I really hope that that is what happens and not just my wishful thinking.
All right. And I'll just say the astrology actually says with Uranus and the high degrees of Taurus, I would bet that we will launch one of those 3 failures that Chris and Devin talked about next year. I do feel that, but I do feel like it will have to go back to the drawing board, just looking at Pluto and Aquarius and some other stuff. So we'll have to see. When we come back, the full team will be discussing what our third eye sees about the Great Reset, the economy, the housing market, and another Boeing whistleblower is dead. More on that after this.
Imagine a life where angels guide your every step and animals share their wisdom with you. Hi, I'm Devin Dewar, and I invite you to join me on my YouTube channel. Together, we'll explore how to connect with the angelic realm and the natural world. Discover the secrets to understanding messages from your spirit guides, animals, and even passed away loved ones. Each video offers tips and advice to empower your spiritual journey. Don't wait to transform your life. Subscribe at Devin Dewar now.
Awesome. And we are back. And we're getting the hang of this. We're starting to feel like a TV network or something. We're now doing a new thing. Remember last week we had History's Mysteries. We're doing another little shtick here that we call the Hot Topic. In today's Hot Topic segment, we're going to psychic tag team the Great Reset. You may or may not be aware of this. I thought the best way to find out about it was I went to ChatGPT and asked it to tell me what the Great Reset is rumored to be. And this is what ChatGPT said. The Great Reset is a term that gained attention after being highlighted by the World Economic Forum, WF, in the context of their proposals to rebuild the global economy sustainably following the COVID-19 pandemic. Skipping ahead. However, the term has also been surrounded by numerous conspiracy theories. Some people speculate that it's a plan to enforce global economic and social control by elites under the guise of a recovery from the pandemic. These rumors also include ideas of undermining national sovereignty and personal freedoms. So, team, what is it that we psychically sense? Let's lay out the chess pieces. Just to throw it out there, there is definitely a lot of reset that seems to be happening. We have the BRICS new financial system with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Tesla stocks are down, but robo-taxis and robots are just around the corner. Bitcoin seems somewhat stable at its high price. And the housing market right now has high interest rates, but it hasn't slowed down. What do you psychically have to say about this Great Reset? Who wants to dive in first?
I'll go because I mean it's my duty to take down Klaus. That's why I'm here. But, Devil, are you kidding? Devil, I think that there's nothing good. Whenever anyone wants to tell you how to live your life and wants to control it, I'm super against that in the first place. But Devil, Death, they want to create this change. 2 of Pentacles. I think people have a choice. Hopefully, I think people will be smart enough not to want to eat bugs for the rest of their life and do all the other creepy little things that they want us to do, right? Yeah, it's like a smoke and mirror show that they're trying to put on. I don't see them getting really far, really, in the long run. So that's like my feeling on the WEF.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll slap those cuffs on Klaus.
On Klaus, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a Klaus video somewhere we can show too. What do the angels say?
Well, the angels want us to focus again, as they said at the beginning in the energy report, that we want to focus on things that will help us be prosperous. And so, actually, I'd like to invite you, if you feel called to, in the comments right now, to affirm that you easily make positive choices. Say, I easily make positive choices in the comments below, because what we want to do is avoid any kind of fear of missing out, like, oh, if I don't invest, I'm going to miss out, or anxiety around investing. So the main thing that angels want you to tune in with is, how are you feeling before you hit that buy button or you invest in something, and make sure that anything you're doing is headed towards that keyword of prosperity. What about you, Scott?
I've been saying for a long time, like, they really want to push you own nothing, be happy. If you look at things now, everything's subscription based. I mean, so they're already doing it now. I mean, I can't even buy Photoshop outright now. I have to pay for it monthly. So they're already implementing it. So as much as we could be resistant of this change, it's happening slowly but surely, whether we like it or not. So it's how we're going to adapt. We do have the free will to make our stances and things and to slow things down. But I think that if we were to flash forward to 2030, we're going to see a lot of these changes already in effect. But I think we do have the leverage to utilize certain those things like Chris Reck was saying about, we're not going to be eating bugs. We're not going to be giving up the meat that we want. So, but I think a lot will eventually be beneficial for humanity, but we do have to take a stand collectively and let society know what we're willing to do, what we're not willing to do. And we have to have the discernment to understand what's going to help society too, without being resistant of change as well, because technology is taking over. AI is becoming a big deal. To what degree can we utilize that without getting lost in it? So I think we all have to kind of look at that now as we're developing our society with AI, and how can we utilize it to our benefits? Because I think a lot of people will be lost with AI, either be taken over by AI, or a lot of us can use it to our benefit. So that's kind of one thing, as an urge for us to understand we are shifting there already.
What about you, Dana? Do you have a feng shui opinion on this matter?
Honestly, it's funny. A lot of people are coming into my work because they want to learn how to optimize their home and really become more cause over life. And so I just see this huge move, and everywhere, everyone I know who's really working on empowerment and helping people to be more self-sustaining are booming. And I think that while I guess some people may just kind of go along with things, I think that there's going to be a large number of people who are like, that's cool for you guys, but
Right.
do it our way.
Exactly.
So that's what I've been feeling.
That's why it's important for people like you to empower people to become more self-aware and more in tune. That's why it's very necessary what you're doing, because people need to find that empowerment. And I'm just saying, especially for 2024, like, this is a year for nesting, for people to really find and create their nesting and so forth. So it's important that people find their sanctuary, their essences, and how they're expressing themselves in their home to start as they build and evolve their soul. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. So we're building a team of people, like you said. There'll be a splitting of that, but we'll be able to kick that AI in the ass, per se. You do what I tell you to do. Go clean my house.
Yeah, well, and the angel said, watch out, because the governments will get their pockets in those AI robots doing stuff for us anyways. You're better off doing it for yourself, or else they're going to start charging payroll taxes and everything's on the robots. So just watch out. Find joy in doing it yourself, is what they're saying.
You will not own the robots either.
Yes.
Well, they won't own me either then, right? So there we go.
It'll be a finance plan. Spiritually, I see that push. I mean, Uranus is in Taurus right now, so there's definitely an economic shakeup. And the way I look at it is, it's may the best plan win. There's been many diabolical Dr. Evil sort of Schwab characters throughout time who decided on their own that they were going to change the fate of the world. And if you even try to organize something as small as a Little Caesar's birthday party, humans do whatever the fuck they want and end up going down the path that they want to go down. So I kind of feel like, for instance, electric cars is a perfect example. They're already starting to talk about, hybrids now. There was a huge push like, you're all going to have electric cars. You're not going to have fuel again. They're like, on second thought, it's losing tons of money. It's not really working. Maybe hybrid. So I feel like you can push, but you can't always, control. It's interesting. However, I will say energetically, let's talk about Klaus. He's already gone past his Uranus return, and Uranus already crossed his Mars. Those are the two windows to have him killed. Sorry, Chris.
I don't want to kill him. I want to put him in prison. So
Okay, fair enough.
so
Okay.
that he can suffer for longer. Yeah, and he will eat bugs in my prison. So that's how that'll work.
Oh, that's
I'll have him right next to the lizards. There'll be a shag carpet on the floor and everything for the lizards to actually start breeding instead of screwing around or whatever they're doing right now. So yeah.
And so what about these other topics? Real quick, a psychic eye on Tesla. We've talked about Tesla in our rehearsals. We haven't talked recently. Do you all have a psychic opinion? Because Tesla seems to be something everyone is watching very closely as an indicator of, new era economy and whatnot. People are saying that that the bubble has popped with Tesla cars and that electric cars have hit their peak and Tesla's on its way out. Do you all have feelings on that regard as far as Tesla and the world economy?
I don't think so. I just think there's just opposition. I think it's just going to continue. He'll find something else to work on. So no, one thing I have to say is we have to take a step back. A lot of people are just resistant because of political reasons and not so much about what will be helpful in the long run. So a lot of people are resisting that and the fear of change. Some people resist of getting rid of their tube TVs. Remember that? And so I think we have to look at the grander scope of things and saying what actually would benefit us as a society, as a culture. And so I think we start thinking that way, we wouldn't be so opposed to a lot of these changes. So I think Tesla will keep going. I think he'll find something else. I don't think it's, into the cars. I heard they're going to, lower the costs of the cars too, to make them more, I would say, appeasable. And I think if someone can spend $20,000 on a Tesla, they're going to do it. I promise they will do that.
Yeah. And robo-taxis too, I hear.
Yeah.
He's ready to roll out the robo-taxis. Isn't he? Chris, do you know anything about that? Like robo-taxis?
Yeah, he's rolling out robo-taxis and taking over the taxi industry. I think, and Tesla, I think, is still a baby. So I think there's still more room. Not financial advice here, but I think there's still more room to grow. And, I think Elon has proven that with his track record anyway. So I still see more growth here for Tesla. Definitely.
Angels?
Oh, definitely. I don't think it's going anywhere. He opened up that market in a big way, and people are becoming more used to the idea. We see we see a lot more charging stations. We see a lot more different age groups driving it as well. So it was just the groundbreaking. And we're going to start seeing other competitors come in over the next 10 years.
Especially Apple. Watch Apple too.
Yeah.
Watch Apple.
Well, that's a whole nother topic sometime. I don't know. I feel like I think they're out of Steve Jobs ideas and they're really having a hard time now.
Yeah, right.
Personally. We've run through his whole list that he left behind before he left. And I think now they're like, now what do we do? Because they canceled the car. I think Apple's an Aries. And if I'm not mistaken, and it looks like Tesla's a Cancer, just so you know, which so is Elon, which is kind of interesting.
He's got a bunch in Cancer, I believe. I think Mercury and Rising.
Cancer rising, his sun, his rising conjuncts the star Sirius. So he's got I personally, we have an ongoing bet here of whether or not he's an alien, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in aliens, but
there's no doubt.
Right. Of course he doesn't believe in aliens. He'd be exposed.
Yeah.
Right.
One last psychic round and we'll go to commercial. We have some fun stuff coming up ahead and one more thing, and that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what are your senses about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is an Aquarius, by the way.
Ugh, I take no ownership of that.
I love Bitcoin because I think it's going to set the world free. So it's the only law of speaking. I know Scott loves the law of attraction. So,
yeah, baby, give it to
Scott
me.
should love Bitcoin.
Let's manifest some Bitcoins.
It's the only money where if you hold it or spend it, you are being correct with your law of attraction in the first place. So, yeah, I think Bitcoin is going to be on fire. I think that this year's going to be a little bit of a dud for cryptocurrency. I think a lot of people think, we had the halving with Bitcoin, it's going to explode. So maybe not this year, but I think moving forward, Bitcoin's going nowhere, just like Tesla.
I we're going to concur. Let's wait till it goes full screen. There we go. I concur with you on that one. And funny, I have the Page of Pentacles, or Queen of Pentacles, actually.
I love it.
Right leaning on my tarot deck there. No, I agree. I think that it's going to be I just see a slowly incline with crypto. You know what I mean? And I honestly do feel that, digital currency is where we're going to be eventually. And I know a lot of people are not wanting that. And I'm not saying I want that. That's my intuition tells me. I prefer to have cash, but I can see where things are going, and it's going in that direction ultimately. I think 2030 is going to be a huge, I would say, shift with the currency. And crypto, to me, is taking the lead, is leading people into that facet.
Yeah, the angel said that we have to remember there are kids being born every day where this is normal language to talk about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and electric cars with no human driver. I mean, they're being integrated into this, and there already have been several generations of that. So they want us to remember that that's part of the evolution as well. And you can't stop progress. Even my grandfather would say that over and over again, who fought in World War II. You can't stop progress. So that's the big thing. The angels want us to just be checking in with how we feel when we're interacting with these things before we decide whether to pull the lever to purchase or not.
You know, I just want to say something real quick. I just saw someone saying that, with crypto, all they can do is, turn up a button and shut everything down. Well, I mean, they can do that too with cash. I mean, all our systems are digital, even to take monies and the registers now, it's all electronic. I mean, they shut the power off, you're done. So they really want to get rid of, they could just shut the power off. And so we do run that risk, even with money right now, and with your bank accounts are all tied together, with the Federal Reserve. So, I mean, we're already kind of controlled in that sense financially already. So I don't think that crypto makes it any different, in a sense.
And if the power goes out, what are you going to do with your money?
Exactly.
Nothing is the
No
answer.
stores open.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or money. Yeah.
Right.
From
I
what
want to hear
I've
what Dana
heard-
says.
Yeah, Dina. Yeah.
Bitcoin, I love. I mean, I love cryptocurrency. I love Bitcoin. I don't feel personally, I'm not like, let's go. I don't day trade. I tried doing that. I'm not good at it. I'm too, what the angel said, I'm too emotional rather than like intuitive when it comes to cryptocurrency, because it still feels like fake money to me. And I think that's something that is the evolution. What you were speaking about really resonated with me. I was like, wow, I wish I was raised with this being normal, because then I would be so much better at it. I feel like I'm making my brain and my body has been getting used to it for the last
Right.
handful of years, where I'm like, no, it's real money. No, it actually is real money. It's not going to go away. But I love it. I've loved the idea behind it forever. And I think, again, for all the people leading into freedom, wanting more freedom that aren't going to sort of go eat bugs or whatever else is going on. I think it's definitely super powerful, and it's obviously not going to go anywhere at this point.
Nope.
The blockchain part of it to me is a little uncomfortable because it has like basically a record of everything you bought forever. So it's just like OnlyFans. Like you can totally be called out on what it is you're paying for. I've also heard that all but like maybe 4 or 5 states have legalized gold and silver as actual currency in the States. I don't know if this is true. So there's some sort of quiet movement going on right now to put gold and silver back, I think, behind a standard. I do psychically feel, I mean, Uranus Centaurus says, hey, currency is changing. There's no question about it. But I question if we end up getting a new dollar based on gold. Something in my heart says that that's going to happen. I know it's one of the many conspiracies, but it feels like gold-backed currency is what we might end up seeing. Do you all have a feeling that? I don't know.
I would love that.
I
We'll
can
see.
definitely feel a movement towards that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that many generations ago that we had grandparents and great grandparents that were on the gold standard. So it's still in our like subconscious memory of having that security there.
And things have been shifted ever since. Which brings us to our sponsor, a gold depositor. No, I'm just kidding.
I gold now.
Enjoy your
How many of
gold
those gold
teeth.
commercials are there, though? You know what I mean? Like, this seems like everywhere I turn, it's like a gold commercial.
So true.
Would
So
you like your
funny.
toilet wrapped in gold? Get your new toilet now.
Yeah, totally. Beautiful. Okay, well, we'll see. Psychically, I feel like a lot of our subscribers and people watching want to know about money. So y'all let us know. Keep telling us in the comments what you want to do. We'll bring it up as a topic. We'll go deep like this and do a psychic roundtable. We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, another Boeing whistleblower has been found dead. Who could be behind it? After this.
Having trouble with indecisiveness, stress, or managing your feelings? If yes, you're looking for Serious Joy. Serious Joy is a predictive astrology service that is so amazingly accurate, you have to try it to believe it. Just enter the date, location, and time of your birth, and Serious Joy will calculate your life story using our proprietary step astrology algorithm. It's that easy. Serious Joy is your guardian sensei in the cloud. Every alert message is custom written for you. You are coached in your strengths and warned about weaknesses ahead of time. And say goodbye to surprise mood swings. If it sounds too good to be true, then try it for yourself. If you're not convinced, Serious Joy knows you better than you know yourself. Cancel anytime. Get serious about your joy. Visit SeriousJoy.com.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right.
singing
Welcome
along.
back.
Down.
That was Scott.
Thanks for
Scott was
endorsing that
singing
company,
along.
You were
guys.
singing the song.
Oh,
Love
you
it.
heard it was on? The mic was on?
That was on. Mike was
Oh, yeah.
on.
And then we were all brought up at the bottom at the end of the commercial. Where everyone's just like, that was fun.
Oops.
I think
Okay,
this
Chris,
is now
on
your
you.
cue, Chris.
Oh, here we go. All right, welcome back. If you have recently put your application into work at Boeing, you might want to think again. Boeing faces 10 more whistleblowers after 2 die. People's lives are at stake, and the sky is falling, at least on Boeing. So a second whistleblower has died under mysterious circumstances in just under 2 months. So my question to everyone here is, what is going on at Boeing? I don't care. They say like 2 things, when you get to 3 things, it's not a coincidence, but I think 2 is definitely not a coincidence. I think 2 is too many. So clearly, I mean, come on, what's going on here?
I mean,
And
the first one wasn't a
yeah,
coincidence.
Scott, sure.
I mean, the first one wasn't
Yeah.
a coincidence. I mean, I'm going to say the phrase again. Stevie Wonder could see this. I mean, it's really clear that there's a lot of scrutiny that's been coming out at once, and of course, they're trying to protect themselves. But I think that getting rid of a whistleblower makes them look even worse and makes it more obvious to me. So, yeah, I definitely think they're covering their tracks clearly, and but I think it's good because now they're going to want to make sure things don't happen. So this might actually really improve the safety because now if some other Boeing craft goes down or has issues, they're really going to look really bad. So this might be a great thing to force them to really focus on quality more. So, and I would say you guys have your discernment if you're traveling and you're on a Boeing craft.
I'm not on a
I
Boeing. Yeah.
Every time I'm at a gate now, I'm like, what is it? Is it? Is it?
Sure, I'm not on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. What about
Serious
the Angels?
Joy. Devin, what do the Angels say about that? I mean, it's kind of clear.
Yeah, well, I mean, the main energy around it is they're just trying to move on. You know what I mean? So they're not necessarily pointing fingers, but the energy is that they just want to bury this as quickly as they can, move on. Again, it's almost like the same thing. There's babies being born every day who don't know about all this, and they're just going to learn how to fly like it's nothing. And they're probably going to be flying their own, cars by the time they're adults anyway. So a lot of this is just being swept under the rug. There was a lot of finger pointing going on. They're saying though too. And so it's almost like it's just going to see who comes to the surface the most to blame is yet to be told because everybody's pointing fingers. So we're probably not going to really get any real answers at who is really at the top overlooking these things. Dana.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey. It's like when something is like that, it's very clear what happened. I grew up, my dad was a mob lawyer. Like it's very obvious what happened. My mom would go to dinners and they'd be like, all these women would be like, I can't find my husband. And she'd be like, and so it's where there's
$50 in a phone call and you're
yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire for sure. I mean, I don't know anything alleged for entertainment purposes only. I never tell anyone secrets and I will not comment on this.
The only fire is the salt in the back. That's it. We're clearing the energy.
That's it.
Do not put an airplane in the east corner of your room. Don't do
It's
that.
like more flames going next time. She's like, she's worried about something. All right, Chris, did you chime in? I don't even know. Oh, you did it. So it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
Boeing is a 22-degree Cancer, so right off the bat, they should have never gone in the airline business. I could have advised them way back on July 15th, 1916 when they were born. What's really interesting, though, is here's the thing. Boeing has Chiron in Pisces, okay? And Neptune is on their Chiron, and Saturn is also climbing up towards their Chiron. So the astrology shows they are facing their karma right now, without a doubt. They're facing their karma. Ironically, they have Jupiter in Taurus, which means they're also going through Jupiter return. So I do think they will get away with it at the end of the day. And and I've tuned into this psychically and whatnot. Yeah, I think the removal of obstacles known as humans is a common business
Mm.
more than we realize, So
Clintons.
psychically, I definitely feel foul play. I'll just say that. I psychically feel foul play, even though this last one was some sort of I don't know, it was like an illness or something. It died in 2 days of
Yeah.
a cold or
Well, and
something.
following up on that is the timing with this being us all being trapped at home and having this like hunger to get out and travel. There are a lot of people that are willing to overlook these things because
Mhm.
we saw that over the last couple of years when we're kind of set free, the way that hotel prices skyrocketed and airline prices skyrocketed. So they're banking a lot on people just being like, I'll be fine. I want to be able to go to Europe. you know?
I think there's a lot more we don't know too. I think like they
Yeah.
killed them before even the bulk of it has come out. So I just think
Mm.
they've even just scratched the surface,
Mm.
on the
Maybe
shit
Jupiter
going on
and
over there.
Gemini will reveal it, but I'm with Christopher. I
Mm.
don't think we're going to find out the real
No,
truth.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Not all of it. No.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, but not all of it. Yeah, the depths of it. No, I don't believe it either.
So if you all are going to be a whistleblower, record it on video.
In the
He's
Bible.
from Mexican. I'm a real whistleblower.
Come to one of us. We'll let you know how smart of an idea that is. You know what I mean? Like, don't know if that's going to work out for you. So, all right. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I'm all about Airbus.
Yep.
Airbus. That's what. Yes.
Yes. I'm like, oh, yes, it's an Airbus. I now pay attention. And to wrap up our show, we have a new segment that we call Shoot the Shift. We love reading your comments, everyone. We want to take time to circle back and address your questions. So basically, we're going to pull out, if you have a question for us, maybe put it in there. This is completely random and improvised. It takes about a minute. We have 1 minute delay before people start asking questions. So actually, we have someone here. Dana says she has a question for us to start off.
Okay, so my house got broken into, but no one took anything. Why did it happen?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Is this someone you were gonna
Right
marry?
before- no.
Like, do you have any boy toys or something
Uh-oh.
going on here?
No.
Oh, Lord.
It felt.
No, the door was open when I woke up, but nothing was taken from my house.
To me, it feels like accidental to me. It feels like maybe someone had the wrong place and maybe you didn't lock it or they pushed it open. It just feels like something accidental, like, oh my God, wrong place. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it didn't feel like a forced entry. So maybe you thought you locked it, it didn't, and then someone walked into it feels like a wrong apartment.
I got the
And
exact same thing, that it was an accident. And then your energy is so good that it was like also repelling from the person. Because I also got that the person was hungry. So
So maybe they're delivering Uber Eats. That's the food thing.
Uber Eats. That's so funny.
But I have to say this though, there is someone, and this is not connected though. I have to throw this out there. There is somebody watching you. I don't want to make you sound paranoid or fearful. There is someone watching you though. So I think Chris Reck is onto something.
I was getting something. I was gonna say something about a stalker, so I don't want to scare you either. But
there
as
is
well.
there is that around.
And also I was getting the marriage thing, so I agree with Scott there.
I feel that, but they're harmless, but it's just a little weird. So you'll use your intuition. We don't want to fear on you, but
yeah, right.
It doesn't feel like it's problematic. It just feels like there's someone who has their eye on you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And for 1995, we can clear that spirit.
ScottChrisPM.com.
Psychic shenanigan. I psychically feel someone on drugs who was just out of it. Because it feels like they were just like literally wrong house, and I think it's because they were on something. And you're in the LA area, so the statistical chance of that is high. Right.
98%. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So do we pull a question out from the audience, y'all? Thank you, Dana, for that question, by the way. It's perfect.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
2 questions about the housing market coming up, according to Diane. Maybe Adam has found one for us specifically. As you can see, this is highly rehearsed.
We've been practicing.
Burn more salt. What question do you have? Oh, we're looking. Okay. Just like, all right, y'all. Well, we thought we'd offer, but I guess not. Well, someone asked specifically if they should sell their house in 2025. I didn't see that person, but they asked if they should sell their house in 2025. So let's answer that question.
Burn more salt. That is not a question.
What do you all feel? Let's just say in general, in the housing market at large, let's go wide, not that particular person. Do you feel like it's a smart time to buy or sell before 2025?
It depends. I would say it depends on the person, because I think the housing market this year is going to be very crazy and very unpredictable, and very like jagged that sense. So I'm reading that person specifically, the energy, just that whatever energy came to the question. I feel like by early to mid 2025 would be in their scope for them. Yeah, so they would be successful for them if they would try to, if that person would try to buy in 2024, it'd be a disaster. So it really depends on the person, and their, I would say, knowledge and financial cushions that they have. So it's gonna be very tricky though this year.
Yeah,
Cards, angels,
I think people should look outside of like wherever they're looking, and I also think there could be like better deals that exist. Like if you look for a deal, like maybe there was like a house fire, or my friend actually bought a house where there was a crime that took place in the house, and it was like deeply discounted. So like I think there are opportunities in those types of things to get like discounts, and that's what I would. That's the only thing I would buy right now. So for a while, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, I'm getting that the angels want us to remember to remain in divine flow, because when we try to force a sale like that or force a move, we miss opportunities, and it's pretty hard to beat the housing market unless you have like really good psychic sense, because it's like if you sell high, you buy high. If you sell low, you buy low. So they really want you to check in with why you're moving and let the doors open up. When this place that you want to move opens up, then that's your sign there.
And yeah, like the intuition, like you're saying before, because a lot of us in the spiritual realms, we're being called to move, and so that would be easier for us. But those who are just not in the spiritual sense of moving in that sense, just want to buy, not likely 2024. Christopher, what did the planets say about that?
Well, first of all, the planets show that we're going to have some rocky financial times, probably mid-time 2025. I think when Jupiter hits Cancer, when Jupiter hits Cancer, that's suspect because we're having to emotionally grow up. And usually we have to emotionally grow up when something's hitting the fan. So I kind of feel psychically, I myself was asking Spirit, should I buy a house now? I'm getting a strong no. But I will say that there's a great migration going on right now, in the sense that people have like their next chapter somewhere.
Right.
Like people are migrating everywhere. I mean, I actually think 3 people on this panel are moving.
Yes.
Actually,
I just moved.
Actually, 3 people in this
3
panel,
of
and I'm
us.
about to find a place. So it's like we're all sort of like square dancing around to where we belong. So, but from an economic perspective, I would do your business in 2024, because 2025 looks sketchy, is what it feels like. And I kind of feel also the presidential election is part of that too. Like, if there's something funny that's going to happen, is probably after, right? As we all know.
Right.
So I'll just end with this. The year ends with Mars retrograde in Leo, which does mean things will come to a stop after the election. So I'm wondering what will force things to a stop. Hopefully not a bad thing, right?
Or what
Right.
will stop, You know what I'm saying? So it could be something very specific. Maybe the chaos stops, maybe the lying and the dishonesty stops. So it depends on what is going to actually stop, whatever the currently is, you know what I mean? So
Totally. It
doesn't
may be
necessarily
bad
mean
things that
housing or
stop.
financial.
Yeah, maybe Halliburton stops. That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, it's Mars and Leo, so it shows a major change of heart.
Good.
So I think, winners and losers of the election, change of heart, but I think also after this year and what we've experienced, a change of heart probably at the end of the year. So it's interesting. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Dana, tell us how people can find out more about you, where are you located, and where do we start?
Someone just asked about a mirror in the bedroom, and it's totally fine. And you can find me.
Okay.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Totally fine. All the things people say about mirrors in bedrooms, literally a whole wall in my bedroom is a mirror, and it is the best thing I've ever experienced. So please don't believe the hype. Yes, it can be too energizing. If you have trouble sleeping, cover a little bit of it, but you're good. And there's nothing weird that's going to happen to you. And
mirror on ceiling is the same thing. Mirror on a ceiling.
Yes, mirrors
thank
on the ceiling
God.
are a little interesting. I don't know.
A friend
about
wants to
that,
know.
but I'm
I
not
sometimes
saying
like to
another
squat
one
on a mirror. Is
after
that
finding
good?
out I have a stalker. Like, let's just.
Yeah, you might want some more mirrors in your bedroom.
You can actually find me at the Tao of Dana everywhere. TheTaoofDana. So on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, all over the place. And It's wonderful to hear from all of you. Or fengshuidana.com, FENGSHUIDANA.com.
And she's a Virgo.
Love it.
Yes, I am.
She's fantastic. So many
No, we
amazing
love
videos
you.
on your YouTube channel, Dana. I love your channel.
Oh, thank you.
I do too. Her energy is always top notch. She will be at Unite the Light on day 2, speaking on a panel. So we hope to give you a hug and take some selfies with you then too. So thank you, Dana.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's been
you.
so much fun.
Thank you, everyone. Well, we'd
Bye,
like to
Dana.
thank everyone for watching. If you'd like to advertise on this shift show, a product or service that is spiritual in nature, we'll not do bubblegum or soda unless it's organic. Email us at advertise@leadingoutloud.com. Advertise@leadingoutloud.com. And in the meantime, remember, folks, don't put up with the shift show. Lead out loud. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.
There are so many people that are disconnected from their internal guidance. My mission is to change that.
I don't just talk stuff and repeat stuff. I'm living this stuff.
I'm your Carol Master and Bad Vibe Blaster.
And you can thank me for covering your astro.